Do you think any of you for 1 second that I'm going to put my ass on the line for feminism because some little girl in the Ukraine somewhere wasn't taught that anal sex was acceptable at 6 years old? You think I'm going to put myself on the line for that? You think I'm going to put myself on the line for Pakistani kids that are being taught gender politics? Fuck no, I ain't doing that. I'm not doing that. Now, if somebody tried to come through my door, that's a different story. If there were troops marching down the fucking street from an opposing army, I would weigh my options and act accordingly. That's a different story. But being compelled through force and violence to go and fight somebody else's fucked up wars, I'm not doing that. The Ukraine doesn't have anything on me. Neither does Russia. You see? Your own government probably does, though. Oh, Russia's recognition of Donetsk and Luhansk people's republics and fears of a military attack on Ukraine have once again drawn the world's attention to these two rebel-held separatist regions. Well, they're not rebel-held. They're close to Russia. They're just not part of Ukraine. So whoever's writing the article is either being force-fed this shit or doesn't really know what they're talking about. They have been outside Ukraine government control since Russian-backed separatists fought Ukrainian forces to a standstill in 2014, a conflict that has killed some, 14,000 people. Man, that's a lot. That's a lot of dead motherfucking people, man. For what? While an estimated 2 million have fled these territories, mainly, ironically, to either Russia or the Ukraine. Kind of strange because those two little separatist regions are sandwiched right on the border between Mother Russia and the Ukraine. About 3 million have remained. In the past few days, women and children in those regions have been ordered to evacuate to Russia, indicating armed conflict is again upending their lives. I don't know. Look, we're not talking about Bolsheviks, right? We're talking about people on the other side of a line that has been drawn. Family, friends, relatives. They have all of the same daily issues and concerns that you do. They're just being maneuvered by a maniacal government, just like you. People need to stop feeling compelled to die because somebody points a gun at you and says, fight that motherfucker or I'm going to kill you. I'd just as soon get shot. I mean that too. I mean that. You're in a no-win situation. You might as well die on your fucking feet with some integrity. Not that it matters to people with no integrity, but you know what I'm saying. God bless America. Those who make peaceful revolution impossible will make violent revolution inevitable. Yes. And I, for one, say 2,000 troops, U.S. troops, being sent to that region of the world right now is akin to throwing a chicken into an alligator pit. You see, I don't see things the way that a lot of other people see things. I see it like 2,000 people are sent there as a provocation, hoping that something will kick off and that those 2,000 American soldiers will get massacred. And then it's justification to jump on in there and kick that motherfucker off. You kind of have to read between the lines on a lot of this shit. You know, let me walk that back a little bit. You don't even have to kind of read between the lines. You have to read between the lines. These people are in lockstep with one another when they say that there is a public policy and a private policy, meaning they give you disinformation. They know the skinny. Well, some of them do. But they give you disinformation, lots of it. But it just goes to show that the American public likes to see somebody that's having an Alzheimer's fit on the air. Oh, hold on a second. I think, my producer's in my ear. He's telling me we've got the audio from the Biden press conference regarding this recent aggression. Hold on one second. Are we on? Oh, okay, cool. Where am I? You're in the White House. Oh, yeah, why? Why? Because Putin just took 2 countries that should be ours. Oh, that guy's bad. I don't like him. Where's my Cheerios? They're in the refrigerator, you old fuck. I like fucking. Oh, why are we here? Fuck that guy. Full fucking potato. Fucking goof. And on that note, I'd like to welcome to the stream.
All simps aged 16 to 60 are hereby serviced to die.
Oh. Hey, come on, man. Go get your card, brother. Sign up.
The memes have been glorious.
Man, I've been posting. I've been fucking bananas, man. It's absolutely bananas. So, your thoughts on the Ukrainian situation with the Russian aggression?
I haven't talked to a single man anywhere that is willing to die for their country. Be it I talked to a couple Ukrainian guys, a Swedish dude, bunch of American guys, British dudes. Nobody wants to die for these feminist shitholes.
No, I don't, and I don't know a man in this position. I spoke with a fella last night, as a matter of fact. So I can't say that I don't know one man. I do know one man that says that it's immoral for women to fight. It's immoral for women to be in the service. Isn't it immoral for them to vote 95% left and imbue me with financial responsibilities to them? And he didn't have an answer for that.
If Ukraine didn't have its women voting since 1919, that's when they got the right, they would be a much more masculine government, right? So would a masculine government be willing to let other countries be in charge of its defense? No, they would have never decided to give up the nukes, ever. And if Ukraine had nukes today, they wouldn't be getting the old rear end from Ivan.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Nuclear deproliferation, right? But they still got like 7,000 of them.
Oh, you're talking about Russia? I was saying Ukraine. Yeah, Ukraine took out its nukes. They voted to take out its nukes. I don't think if masculine men ran that country, they would be nukeless.
No, I agree with you. I mean, you have to have the deterrent there in case things change on a border or two away. You have to have the deterrent. You have to.
If even one nuke goes off, one modern nuke goes off, the entire world enters a Great Depression.
Oh, dude, we will plummet. We will be in this shit for 20 fucking years.
I will literally pack up my shit in my car and drive out to the mountains earlier than expected. Whether they wish to be a part of Russia, part of Ukraine, or independent of both. While the Russian and Ukrainian governments have jockeyed for 8 years now over these territories, these residents have been more concerned with daily problems. They struggled with the COVID quarantine, feeding their families, obtaining education for their children, and staying in touch with relatives across the, quote, line of contact, unquote. The border between the two areas are controlled by the Ukrainian government and the separatist territories. You know, I saw some pictures on some very lacking in empathy sites. There's a bunch of bodies of civilians that were caught in the crossfire, and they're all wearing their masks with their brain plastered on the wall. And the caption was, "Hey, at least you didn't catch COVID."
that's fucking horrible, man.
That's horrible.
That's horrible.
Funny. In 2015, the Minsk II agreement led to a ceasefire between the separatists in those towns and the Ukrainian government. Since then, these regions have been controlled by Russian-backed puppet governments. The isolation has taken its toll on the people living there. Some of our participants had lost jobs or businesses, and many complained of rising prices and falling wages. The banking system was cut off from the outside world. The transportation system deteriorated, and pensions were no longer paid. Oh no! Not the pensions! And the 10 p.m. curfew restricted their evening movements. Residents who were separated from relatives in Ukraine from siblings who had moved to Russia and their children could no longer visit their grandparents. Here's the thing. Why don't they just move? Are they kept in there? Are they not able to leave that area?
I'm not sure if that's the case or not, but I wouldn't say that it's not. There's a few countries out there. Canada comes to mind. You can't leave the country.
I mean,
unless you have.
all I'd say is like go to the tanning salon, get a couple shades darker, grow out your beard, and learn some basic Arabic, and you'll get a free flight to Sweden with some white pussy when you land. I don't see why not.
Ah, man. So how do you like this one? House Democrats, now this is from September 28th, 2021, just a couple months ago, pass measure requiring women to register for the draft. Look at that nice building there that probably won't burn to the ground.
Hopefully. Did it pass the Senate? Was it signed to a law? I don't think it was it?
No, it was taken out of the final product of the final bill.
They're talking about getting Russia off the SWIFT banking.
Which is great.
Oh no, it means that if they get them off the SWIFT banking program, Russia's going to go hard into crypto, and my Dogecoin's going to explode. So I want them to ban Russia from every financial transaction, so they're forced just to use crypto. My crypto goes up, and then they start saying anybody that uses crypto is a Russian asset. And then I'm going to use all my inflated Bitcoin to get bottles at the club and see if I can't get 4 goth bitches at the same time.
Damn. You got it planned out, man.
I got some things planned out. What else is planned out is the absolute screeching because the left is so unified in, anti-Russia, whatever the establishment and the journalists say. These journalists go to the TV shows, they go to the podcasts, and it filters down. It's like basically Joe Biden takes a shit, and then all of MSNBC and CNBC is like eating from the toilet bowl, and then they take a shit, and then Vosh, Destiny, all these leftoids on YouTube eat from the bowl, and then they take a shit on their Instagrams and Twitters, and there's half the population just eating regurgitated shit like a 5-level chain leftist human centipede. So they want Ukraine to win. They want Russia to fail. And Russia is going to win. Ukraine is going to fall. And the amount of hand writhing it's going to be amazing. So good content coming up. I mean, listen, guys, is this the second feminist nation that's fallen this year?
Yeah, with barely a fucking shove.
Thank God the feminists are losing another war.
With barely a shove. I saw a piece on that yesterday. It was either earlier. Yeah, with barely a fucking shove.
Thank God the feminists are losing another war.
With barely a shove. I saw a piece on that yesterday. It was either earlier today or yesterday, talking about how leftist culture is in massive decline. It's kind of hard to see it right now, but like the leftist, feminist, progressive agenda that's been in place for the last 50 years is crumbling.